A giraffe lay awkwardly on the parched earth, its neck arched unnaturally, legs sprawled as if it had given up entirely. The creature's heavy breaths rattled through its chest, each one a trembling plea for help. A group of tourists approached, cameras clicking and phones recording, but no one moved closer. "It's probably fine," muttered one man, shifting uncomfortably. Another shook his head, murmuring, "Nature takes its course. Nothing we can do." The giraffe's eyes, wide and filled with fear, darted to the humans, searching for mercy. A low moan escaped its throat, so soft it almost blended with the wind. Still, no one came forward. Then a figure appeared on the horizon, moving with deliberate purpose. Emma Carter, a wildlife rescue specialist known in her circles as Call Sign Falcon, navigated the uneven terrain with careful steps. Her boots sank slightly into the dry earth, leaving neat prints behind as she surveyed the scene. Her chest rose and fell calmly, but her eyes were sharp, scanning the animal's trembling body and the dangerous, unstable ground around it. Emma crouched a few meters away, her hands open, her posture non-threatening. "It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you," she whispered softly, letting her voice carry just enough to be heard over the whispering wind. The giraffe flinched at first, then froze, sensing the difference between threat and savior. The crowd began to murmur among themselves. "Who is she? Is she even trained?" a woman asked nervously. A young boy clutched his father's hand, whispering, "She can't do it alone." Emma ignored the whispers. She had a plan. She always had a plan. She scanned the animal, noting the twisted angle of its leg, the shallow, uneven breathing, and the fine layer of dust clinging to its damp skin. The leg was clearly broken, possibly shattered, the joint strained under unnatural weight. If help didn't arrive soon, infection would set in, and dehydration would take its toll. With careful movements, Emma stepped closer, her voice a gentle hum. "I'm here to help. Just a little closer." The giraffe's eyes tracked her, fearful yet curious. Its long neck arched slightly as it tried to distance itself from her presence. She froze, letting the creature set the pace, inch by inch, until it was calm enough for her to assess the injury more closely. Minutes dragged like hours. Tourists shuffled nervously, some taking videos, others shaking their heads in disbelief. Emma crouched beside the giraffe, inspecting the wound. "You're strong, stronger than this pain," she murmured. She knew the procedure in her mind already. Sedation, splinting, hydration, and then safe transport. But first, she needed space. She glanced around, spotting the approach of the wildlife ambulance in the distance, its equipment crates visible in the dimming light. Her heart quickened slightly, not from fear, but anticipation. Every second counted. The giraffe's moans were weaker now, the tremors more pronounced. A sudden gust of wind stirred the tall grass, and the giraffe's ears flicked nervously. A lone bird took flight, its wings slicing through the air, a sharp warning in the otherwise quiet savannah. Emma's hands remained steady, her touch soft as she guided the animal to remain still. She murmured instructions under her breath to herself and the team arriving shortly. Slowly. Stay calm. Almost there. As the ambulance drew nearer, Emma's credentials caught the sunlight. A small badge on her vest, Wildlife Rescue Specialist, Call Sign, Falcon. A few tourists exchanged surprised glances, realizing she wasn't just any visitor. She was the authority, and she had a plan. The veterinary team arrived, led by Dr. Nadia Amari, a seasoned wildlife surgeon. "We'll follow your lead," Dr. Amari said, her voice calm but urgent. Emma nodded, her eyes locked on the giraffe. She instructed the team step by step, her voice low, steady, and deliberate. Every movement mattered. The giraffe flinched, its muscles coiled with instinctive fear. Emma whispered softly, "You're safe. We're here to fix this." Her hand brushed gently over the creature's neck, letting it know there was no threat. Slowly, the massive animal's breathing evened out slightly, a fragile trust forming between human and wild giant. The team prepared the sedation, carefully calculating the dosage for a giraffe of this size. Emma's hands guided the syringes, the splints, the ropes. The air was heavy with tension, one wrong move, and the giraffe could thrash violently, injuring itself or others. The wind whispered through the acacia trees, leaves rustling as if nature itself held its breath. Then, a subtle shift. The giraffe's eye flicked toward Emma, a glimmer of recognition or hope. She leaned closer, soft words filling the space. Almost there. Just a little longer. The sedative began to take effect. Muscles relaxed ever so slightly. The team moved with precision, lifting and supporting the massive frame, inching it toward a temporary stretcher rigged for transport. The crowd remained hushed now, watching, some holding their breath. Emma's focus never wavered, her mind running through every potential complication. She whispered reassurance again, guiding the giraffe's head gently, monitoring the vital signs with a keen eye. The stretcher creaked under the weight. Ropes tightened and padded to prevent injury. Emma directed every movement with care, her voice calm yet filled with urgency. The giraffe trembled, not from pain alone, but from fear, uncertainty, and exhaustion. Every second mattered. As the ambulance doors swung open, Emma was already preparing the interior. Blankets, IV setup, emergency splints. She whispered, "Almost there. You're going to be okay." The giraffe's eyes, wide and trusting, followed her every move. With one final coordinated effort, the team lifted the giraffe onto the ambulance stretcher. Emma remained close, her hand on the creature's neck, murmuring encouragement as the vehicle began its slow, careful journey to the wildlife hospital. Emma's resilience, the giraffe's fear, the tension of tourists and environment. Savannah wind, birds, dry grass, ambulance arrival, faint moans of the giraffe. Each second counts, crowd doubts, risk of injury, uncertain outcome. Emma's call sign and credentials revealed to show her authority. The ambulance rumbled over the uneven Savannah dirt road, each bump sending a soft tremor through the stretcher. Emma sat beside the giraffe, her hand gently resting on its long neck, murmuring, "We're almost there, almost safe." The creature's eyelids fluttered, muscles relaxed under the sedative's influence, but its enormous eyes still reflected unease. At the wildlife hospital, the team moved quickly, yet cautiously. Dr. Amari and her assistants prepared the operating area, IV fluids flowing, emergency medications at hand. Emma guided each step, coordinating like a conductor of a delicate symphony. The giraffe's breathing was steady but shallow, every subtle twitch monitored. "Legs worse than we feared," Dr. Amari said quietly, examining the broken limb. "We'll need to immobilize it, but she's stable enough for surgery." Emma nodded, her jaw tight. She had faced danger before, but the thought of this gentle giant in pain never left her chest without a pang. Hours passed like minutes. The operation was meticulous. Splints and braces secured, pain management administered, hydration and nutrition restored. Emma whispered softly at intervals, her voice a lifeline in the sterile, bustling room. "Almost through. We've got you. Stay strong." Each word seemed to calm the creature, as if it understood the care was genuine. Recovery was slow. For days, Emma remained at the hospital, monitoring the giraffe's progress, coaxing it to stand, to take tentative steps, celebrating every small victory. The first time the giraffe rose to its feet, legs wobbling but strong enough to bear weight, Emma allowed herself a small smile. "That's it. That's my brave one," she murmured. The public heard of the rescue soon after. Social media buzzed with videos of Emma's dedication, her tireless care, and the gentle giant slowly regaining strength. But for Emma, the reward was quiet. The soft nuzzle of a giraffe's muzzle against her hand, the sigh of relief in its eyes, the trust forged between human and wild. Weeks later, the rehabilitation was complete. Emma led the giraffe to a secure enclosure near the edge of the savannah, testing its balance, strength, and confidence. Every step it took without hesitation, every graceful motion, was a testament to survival, courage, and care. Finally, the day came for release. Emma stood a few feet away, her heart swelling with both pride and bittersweet emotion. "This is your home. Go," she whispered. The giraffe hesitated briefly, turning its long neck toward her, a silent glance filled with gratitude. Then with cautious steps, it walked forward, blending back into the tall grasses of the savannah, free once more. Tourists and local rangers who had doubted her stood in awe. Emma didn't seek praise. Her satisfaction was silent, profound. She had faced skepticism, danger, and exhaustion, but she had kept her promise to the voiceless Acer. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the savannah in shades of gold and crimson, Emma whispered to herself, "Every life deserves a chance. Every creature matters." The wind carried the soft rustle of leaves, the distant calls of animals, and somewhere, perhaps, a gentle nuzzle of thanks from a giraffe now free to roam. In that quiet, expansive landscape, it became clear, courage isn't measured in applause or recognition. It's measured in the lives you save, in the trust you earn, and in the compassion you show when no one is watching.